What is going on, guys and girls? It is Ghost Robo, and welcome to Killzone Shadowfall PlayStation 4 multiplayer. This is the first look at the online component of the downright gorgeous Killzone Shadowfall. You can check out my single-player walkthrough, link in the description, annotation up top, but right now we are playing the Warzone multiplayer. Now, if you played Killzone 3 a few years back, you know that this is a modular multiplayer where it kind of changes objectives about every 5 minutes. Each match seems to have around four or five of those little bite-sized chunks of different kinds of gameplay, and I really like that. It switches up your objectives almost constantly, and it allows you to feel like you're getting a little bit of the best parts of every kind of game type without being fully committed to one or the other. Right now, we are search and destroy, attacking these targets. You'll notice there's White Boy 73, if you know him from Call of Duty, in the game with me, and it plays really well. I'll be the first to say that I was a bit disappointed in Call of Duty Ghosts. You can check out my videos on that, and you'll know that I didn't have the highest praise for it. This feels really crisp. The controller is so nice. The DualShock 4, if you haven't held one yet, is one of the best controllers of all time, and it works so nice in comparison to the PlayStation 3 controller, which was kind of not the greatest for shooters. I'm sure a lot of you have played FPSs on PlayStation, and it's not the best. This, though, I think can compete with any other controller because it feels super crispy, and I don't feel like I'm losing out on any aspect of, say, an Xbox 360 controller. There isn't leveling up in the sense that you're going to unlock new guns or unlock, a strict character progression, but you will level up and unlock attachments and sort of more secondary types of things for your characters. You'll notice down on the D-pad I have two abilities that I chose for this Assault class here. There's Scout, Assault, and Support are the three classes they have in the multiplayer right now, and they're promising tons of DLC, so that could change. But right now, I have on the left D-pad a placeable shield, which is pretty awesome. It drops down a shield, and it's, lodged in place, but it does definitely protect you from oncoming villains and enemies. The right D-pad is your little drone, and this is straight from the single player. You have an owl drone in single player that can do all sorts of things, attack and hack and be a zipline and everything. That guy tried to sneak up right on us, and then he grenaded me to the depths of hell. You can pick your spawn and loadout straight from this little mini-map here. Everything is very fast. It zooms right through. The only thing I'll say is that, at least in the map I was playing, and perhaps things will change once more people are accustomed in the map rotation, and matchmaking gets whatever, but I was spawning way back. And I don't know if that was my error or the game's error or what, but I was spawning so far away, and it was kind of silly. But here we're playing beacon retrieval, where basically you have to go and get a buzzing beacon, and I couldn't hit that guy through the balconies. He's right above me. I wish I could shoot through metal, but alas, I have no gun for that. Where was I? So yes, the abilities, you can pick them, and obviously you can switch classes on the go. This guy has a beacon, and so we're going to try our best to defend him. But spawn points aside, I thought this was pretty darn fun. The graphics, of course, are gorgeous, and to me that makes anything... I don't like this scout gun. The graphics are gorgeous, and that makes anything, to me, like, it ups its level of fun just because I like pretty things. I think a lot of people like pretty things. It's just sort of a human nature thing, and for me, looking at how gorgeous every level I've played is really enjoyable. Plus, the game underneath is super solid. I think that most people will attest to the fact that the multiplayer here feels really nice, and the controller is kind of laying down the groundwork for a great generation of shooters on PlayStation, because it feels really good. There's lots of challenges you'll notice that keep popping in the top right-hand corner, plenty of stat tracking, all the things you could imagine, and you can, create your own matches with plenty of options. There's everything you can imagine, I think, that you might want to pick if you want to create your own matches with friends or whatnot. Interestingly enough, the bases here, and you'll see me pass by them a couple times, the bases here have these turrets in the base that kind of prevent people from spawn camping, which I think is a very good idea, and they consider it a suicide if you die, so it subtracts points, and nobody ever wants that. This map is mostly indoors, but they do have a grand variety. There's things out in the park, which I think is one that a lot of people have seen in pre-release footage. I walked into a whole bunch of mess right there, and there's ones like in a penthouse type apartment area, just factories all over the place. Lots of good color and variety in the setting, which to me is pretty fun, especially because I've always liked Killzone for the fact that it takes things very futuristic, very like shiny, and that appeals to me. I of course like Call of Duty as well, and sometimes you just get bored though of dirt and missile silos, and you want something a little bit more space age, and this definitely delivers here. There's quite a few choke points in this map, and I noticed a lot of team up action, and hardly anyone was playing the game at the time when I played. I think there was only a couple matches going on, perhaps even 1 or 2 matches going on. So the people that were playing were all good sports for the most part, good teammates that wanted to do really well. So that definitely helped my experience here. But I think if you get in with some friends, and even if you play with randoms, as I throw the grenade at that guy's back, and thank God for no friendly fire, you're going to have a really good time. I found this incredibly enjoyable. I love the cycling of modes. I think it keeps it very fun and fresh, and doesn't keep you locked in a specific playlist, and, oh, there's only 1,000 people playing this mode. Well, you get a little bit of everything as we deploy our shields here for maximum coverage. Pretty darn cool. The drone, he doesn't last forever. At first I was like, man, that guy seems overpowered, but he really doesn't last forever. As I shoot him, get out of my face, let me get a freaking twin kill assist. He doesn't last forever, so he will go away quite soon. It's not an overpowered ability at all. You do have the ability to revive people, and as you're about to respawn, you can choose to be revived. I think I get one right here, yeah. Nathaniel is going to pick me back up, and the drone zooms in. I'm not sure if you have to have the drone to revive, or if it's a separate medic perk or whatnot. The interface is very clean. Killzone has always been clean, and I think I can say this is the best controlling Killzone yet. A lot of that comes from, the controller being just about perfect, but also I feel like it's less sluggish than before. I know people, me included, felt that sort of slow, like, whoa, momentum shift in previous Killzone games, and I think it's here a little bit. I think you'll notice it a little bit, but a lot less than before, and all in all, I feel like the aiming is really, really good. Here is that big bot boy turret that I was showing you. We're going to run through the team deathmatch finisher here. There was a couple segments before I began the video, but again, these are decently long multiplayer matches, and that's the only thing I think I don't like about this system, is that it creates longer games. You're in these, war zone, as they call it, for a long time, and so if you're looking for just an 8-minute fight, you can set it up that way, and I think there might even be playlists to go in and do less, but it's not the main mode here. The Warzone main mode is a little bit chunkier of an affair, which is fine by me. I would rather play one long good mode, and you get this sense of like faction warfare quite a bit here. You've got the Hellgas versus it boils down to the humans, and there's a real sense of battle push-pull as you go to complete these objectives, because of course it's not just who gets the most kills, not just who gets the most captures, but who wins the most game types, so you have to be versatile, and I think it creates a little bit more of a fun scenario when you have to test your skills in a variety of ways. There definitely is a little bit of environmental movement. You'll notice climbing up. It's not free running or anything like that. It's more of a typical system, but you can maneuver around the levels pretty well, and so far I think the map design has been interesting. I don't have a full grasp on the maps yet. I can't tell you my favorite, I can't tell you the best one, because that will require more playtime, but I will say that the variety has been nice, and the only thing is some of them have a long run from spawn to start, but no matter, that guy kept getting me. He was the one I was watching out for pretty darn consistently. See, when I spawn here, I'm like, wow. These screens, if you're like, what is this glowing portal of gold that I keep walking through? I think that's the safe zone. You can't be attacked when you're, until you cross that threshold, which I think is nice. Otherwise, it would be kind of sad, because they do everything they can to eliminate spawn camping, which I think is always positive. There's nothing bad about that. I'm kind of just venturing around the map here. I might skip forward in a little bit just to jump to some more action, but I'll give you guys a couple seconds of just exploring the map. The game is beautiful. I've played this on both a large 50-inch TV and a small 27-inch monitor, and it looks gorgeous on both. Obviously, it's cooler to play on a massive screen, but it still retains all of its crispness on a small monitor. And this game has gotten quite a bit of flack for being just a generic shooter, nothing special, just a visual, pretty graphics and not much else. I've played about an hour of the single player and about an hour of the multiplayer so far, and I have to say that I really, really am digging it. I think that if you're going to buy a game for PlayStation 4 and you want something that's only on PlayStation 4, this is the way to go. Of course, you can get Battlefield and Call of Duty, but if you're looking for something truly exclusive, this has to be the choice because it's really fun, it's very pretty, it controls great, and it utilizes the new DualShock 4 in a lot of the ways that they've wanted to show off. You know, the triggers are feeling really good, the sticks are great, and it even has some uses for the touchpad in single player that I think are really cool and add quite a bit to the gameplay. So you'll want to pick this one up if you are getting a PlayStation 4 now in the future or sometime beyond. I'll have a full review of the game, I think, a little bit later. I want to dig in more, obviously, before I give my overall score and opinion, but I can say that I'm having a lot of fun. I love it super much. It is dang pretty, and it'll suck you in for quite a while. So this has been a look at the Killzone Shadowfall multiplayer. A lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing more. You know, it doesn't have that same compulsion as Call of Duty Team Deathmatch because you're not like, oh god, I gotta get 20 kills, but yet I find myself enjoying this more because it relieves a little bit of that pressure and creates just more of a fun shooter experience. So if you're not someone who wants to be super high-strung, I think you might even like this better. And even if you are someone that likes to be very competitive, nice double kill here. Call of Duty Ghosts is kind of underwhelming, and you can't be underwhelmed by this because it's so pretty. And to me, that just really sets it apart, and then everything falls into place underneath it. I ended up not skipping anything there because I just like talking to you guys. I thought I'd skip, but hey, now you get a full 12 minutes of action of your Killzone Shadowfalls here as we stand at the, I guess, execution chamber. This guy kicks him down and sends him to the ground. We can vote on maps, and you'll get to see sort of the stat screen in a quick second before we wrap up here. Definitely follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/GhostRobo, for tons of updates about the PS4. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. I'll be posting stuff all week, month, year about the new system and all the games. I did pretty darn nice. 8,800 points. Second place overall and second on my team. We had a pretty good run there. Our KDR was 147. Theirs was 0.59. It structures things in a team-oriented sense, which I think is nice. It helps you play as a team player, and still you get all your own challenges and unlocks. I got this hollow sight here, and you can see quite a few kills, some headshots, assists, and a bunch of points. So I had a fun time. I hope you guys did as well. Until next time, guys and girls, drink some hot chocolate. Have a fantastic day. We will see you all later.